To an Action 4 exclusive First on 4. A young mother found murdered across the border from Roma. Her children are missing and her family demanding answers.
At the same time, law enforcement worry that things will only get worse. Tonight, Action 4's Joy Horta uncovers what's really happening along the border.
Just about every day we hear about people being killed or kidnapped along the border. We traveled just up the Rio Grande to Zapata, home to the valley's main water supply, Falcon Lake, discovering how one family is living a nightmare brought on by cartel violence. At first glance, Falcon Lake looks peaceful, filled with fishermen during the day. But these international waters are a smuggling route for drug cartels. Twice, Mexican helicopters have been spotted just off the shore, and now it's getting personal.
Yo quiero recuperar los niños.
Eva Martinez desperately pleading for the safe return of her two grandchildren, 1-year-old Samuel and 2-year-old Nalea Luna, both missing since their mother, Maricela Ayers, took them across the border in April to visit her grandparents in Reynosa. A couple of weeks later, the 21-year-old mother of 3 turns up dead in Miguel Alemán, her body dismembered and dumped at a cemetery in that city.
O sea, ella tiene 3 meses de embarazo, yo ya no sé nada de ella.
Martina says her daughter-in-law was 3 months pregnant at the time of the gruesome killing. Chairman of the Texas Border Sheriff's Coalition and Zapata County Sheriff Sigifredo Gonzalez worries the crime across the border is only the tip of the iceberg.
If something's not done fast to stop this thing from happening, we're going to have some major spillover violence. I give it about 3 months.
But it's happening already. Sheriff deputies busted members of the Zetas drug cartel in April, trying to kidnap a man from the Zapata mobile home. Take him across the border into Mexico, and the sheriff here in Zapata says if something's not done soon to fight the violence from spilling over, there's going to be a major increase in the violence that's happening now. All 5 men are being held in the Zapata County Jail on attempted kidnapping charges. They plan to take the man across Falcon Lake and kill him in Mexico, claiming he stole a load of drugs from them. Sheriff Gonzalez is frustrated about the spillover violence and says the U.S. is throwing money at the problem in Mexico instead of helping local law enforcement beef up their manpower.
The government, I think, realizes what's actually happening. I think the government just doesn't want to admit it.
He says ignoring the violence on the U.S. side of the border to keep tourists from turning away.
I think people are more concerned with tourism than human lives. Troops need to be sent to this area. I mean, people complain about we're going to militarize the border. Well, what's Mexico doing? They've had troops all the time.
As for the children of Maricela Ayers, her mother-in-law believes they could be with their ailing maternal grandparents in Reynosa.
Y pues ellos están enfermos y ella se fue a verlos. Entonces ella ya no regresó.
She says they're sick and she went to go see them and never came back. An innocent trip into Mexico with a deadly ending. Just one example of what's really happening right across the border. Over the past 4 years, more than 22,000 people have been killed as a result of the ongoing violence in Mexico as cartels battle for smuggling routes into the U.S. In the studio tonight, Joey Horta, Action 4 News.
According to the FBI, kidnappings quadrupled in McAllen over the last year. Between October 2008 to September 2009, there were 42 reported kidnappings in McAllen.
The year before, there were only 11. To help control these rising numbers, the FBI has a Safe Streets Task Force. New developments